As ever, to get to the off-piste, got to do a bit of pedaling up the trail centre side. I pedalled this at Barry Sidings, which was surprisingly quite a lot of elevation, because it was just like, well, not surprising really, because you're going up a hill a lot, but it wasn't anywhere that was massively steep climbs. It went on forever, and as a big 170 enduro goes, it was surprisingly comfortable to pedal, which makes me feel better about saying goodbye to Santa Cruz. Okay, right, so I've had a lot with the suspension yesterday, not really anything in particular with the fapping, just I wanted to see what it was on, because it felt really good when I was at Barry Sidings, and I just wanted to make sure I had note of it in case anything happened. So I did that, made a note, made myself not check it this morning, because I get quite obsessed with suspension. I think that's like the autism and ADHD fixation bit that makes me obsessed. And yesterday I must have put it on, taken it off, put it on, taken it off about a million times. There he is! Me and Peter trying to arrange a place to meet as we go down the trail. But I can't, I've got like a massive mental block with the next bit that crosses. Anyway, back to the suspension. So, did all that, and then just went for a little pedal for the hell of it, which was good, and I should have it. So my ankle, I would say we're at the delicate stage of recovery now where it feels good, still get pain, but not like it was, but it feels nice in general. But you have to be careful at this stage of the recovery that you don't push too hard too quick, because it's not really completely done and you could hurt it quite easily. Made a couple of little adjustments on it. So I've changed the grips, because I had the original grips on there which were really uncomfortable. Kept the original bars, although there's less of a rise than what I'd normally ride, but they feel all right on this bike really. I haven't noticed too much, whereas normally I can really tell when the rise is different. The suspension stays the same, so on my other bike's got factory suspension, but I might keep the suspension as it is on this, because it is quite simple and it feels good. So I've put the settings back exactly as to how it was when I found it. Well, I say found it, when I got it. So I haven't messed about with that. We got my pedals on there from the Santa Cruz from Unite. Nice and shiny still. A couple of pedal strikes I've done because they're actually longer in the cranks than I normally have, so I've got some shorter cranks coming along. We've got the Fidlock on here as well. This bottle, 750ml one, just about fits in there. And then the last thing I've put on there is a Mudguard, which was kindly given to me by Mudhugger, so that's on there too. It was actually Anna's, I think, from GMBN. She's not with them anymore, so now I have the bike, so I've got it for a little bit to test it and then decide if I want to buy it at a really good price. So it's last year's model, which I'm never really worried about, because you can usually get a bargain if you buy a bike a year back, and it's actually the bike that I really considered buying when I was at Ardrock last year, but I didn't want to commit to a bike at that price, at the new price for this model. So it's one of those times where you have something and like, I really wish I just bought that rather than the actual thing. Dropping into the next bit of the trail, got to watch my cranks here. So they are quite a bit longer. They're like, let's fly in my mouth, 165, and I've been riding 150 or 155 for a good few years. So, yeah, a bit different. The handlebars are actually the same length, although when I first got the bike, it felt like they were a lot longer, but I just think it was the way the bike felt, and the bike was so totally different to the e-bike which I'd ridden the day before. Yeah, so I'm going to be selling the Santa Cruz, and I'm not going to slate them because, you know, it's a really nice bike, it looks nice and it pedals beautifully, but I just never felt comfortable on it right from the start, which is a shame, because it's something that I really did want. And when I'd been on one to try it, I thought, yeah, this is brilliant, really like it. But the more I rode it, the less I realised I got on with it and it didn't suit me. So yeah. So this Rallon, it feels so it's so light. I actually think it's lighter than the Santa Cruz, but when you ride it, it feels like a heavy bike. I don't know how to describe it. So it grips like the e-bike does, but it's really, really light, which helps it pedal again. To see how the bike pedals when I put the shorter cranks on there. I wonder whether it pedals really easily because of the longer crank. But then I have bashed the pedal twice on the floor because I'm used to being able to get away with pedals when I'm going around, like little extra sneaky ones because the cranks are so short, and also when leaning the bike over and stuff. So I would like to go back to my shorter pedals, cranks, sorry, rather than pedals. I think pedals are the same size, but don't want to forfeit the ease of pedaling. Last time I came down here, it was wet. So the main thing about this bike is that it's so light, but when you ride it, it feels like a heavy bike because it's so grippy. Wasn't sure if I saw tape then out of the corner of my eye, but I think it was just it's a wild stallion, this bike.
Whoa, horsey.
I literally thought you said whoa as in there was a horse, and I was like, what? Why would there be a horse?
Well, you said whoa.
Yeah, I know, but I thought you meant that there was a horse behind me and I panicked.
Oh, just because there's horse shit on the ground.
Didn't even notice that. So dusty. I remember coming around this corner on the eve and slipping in the mud. Oh, two lines open up there now. That's where you can just feel my ankle when it's a bit rumbly like that. And back on the main trail again. Nice climb to the top. I haven't done this on the analog bike for a long time. It's usually the Ebe, just for the ease of whizzing about. But I'm getting my fitness in today. Might earn myself a bit of cake later maybe, or an ice cream. Look at the weather. It's actually really, really warm. And the trails, obviously this is a fire road, but literally dust. Thank goodness for the short sleeve winch and plummet t-shirt. I've worn the jersey once on one cold day, and it was that cold I didn't even sweat. But the last few rides have had to be the long sleeve, and I don't regret it at all. It's much, much nicer. And most of you who watch our channel know I like to wear things that aren't jerseys, because I don't like the material a lot of the time, but this actually feels really nice, and because it doesn't cling on me, I don't mind that it's a technical material. So as jerseys go, this is actually really nice. That looks like that might be starting to cut into a trail now. Don't really want to commit myself to going down there without the e-bike to pedal back up though. So I'm going to stick on this trail that we definitely know. That was a big test for the ankle then. A drop into some rough kind of rooty stuff. So that was good. Felt good down there. This bike is just incredible, the grip. And like, it's not even like top suspension that I would normally have where you've got all the different like controls and stuff. That top bit's nice, isn't it? Had a nice coffee, and now Pete is showing me a shortcut to the top of the next bit of trails that I want to ride to. We're doing that because if we stay on this side, Pete and I can link up the off-piste trails we're doing and kind of like semi-ride together and do the climbs together, whereas if we go to some of the other parts of the forest, we can't do that because we'll be too far away from each other, and I can't catch him up and meet him in other bits very quickly because I'm not on the eve. So I'm going to stick to this side here. It's quite pleasant actually, this bit through the trees. This is a green family trail and it's nice to see lots of people outside. Extra important, I do not go the wrong way here, because if I do and end up over there, I will not get back to Pete. Although I can message him like I did before when I went the wrong way, right to the bottom. So he doesn't think I've died up here on my own. Woohoo, camera turned on the GoPro. I'm impressed it's behaved itself today. Hopefully in the background you can hear the noise of the woodpeckers. I don't know if it'll pick it up. Right. I'm actually really pleased with myself. I thought I would have lost a lot of fitness in the last 5 weeks, not running and not really riding. But it seems I've held my fitness really well, and the stuff that I have been doing has been great. I think I've probably lost a little bit of weight as well because I've not been, well, doing really any leg training because I can't, but sort of maintaining that. But also things, people put weight on in injuries, during injuries, because they think that they can just carry on getting away with the little bits that they normally get away with because their output's quite high, whereas I've just been a bit more mindful with what I've been eating, really been a little bit careful, fasted a few more times in the week to make sure I'm not sort of gaining unnecessary weight whilst I can't do my running and the riding the same. And I actually think I've lost weight, which might be a bit of a negative thing when I get back to trying to train harder, but the simple thing there is just to eat more. Clearly up the hills was hard, but it was uphill, so it's going to be, isn't it? Luckily this bike is really light. So it's not too bad, and you got to do a lot of pedalling. Oh, felt my ankle a bit there, keeping that heel down. Ooh, took it right off. Just at the point where I'm getting a little bit more dynamic, but I'm not quite there. So if I get like too carried away with being bouncy, I do feel it. So I've got to be careful with the pumping that I do, so I don't end up too bounced about. This is where I did enjoy the Santa Cruz because it was so nimble. whereas this is quite cumbersome. Down here again, trying to go down slightly slower so that I can see the various different options available. There we are. Ooh. Black corner there, not very good at them. Whoa, big compression. It splits off to the other bit of the forest, which is really, really good, but not for today. And then we come down here. Into below. There we are. I'm getting a bit more comfortable with doing jumps and hops and stuff, but just being really chill with it. I'm not doing anything like bar turny or massively poppy or anything, because what I can't risk is a sketchy landing or a really hard landing, because that will be the kind of thing that puts tons of pressure onto my ankle, which I don't want to do, because it really is starting to feel better. And I've got some riding that I really want to be doing over the next few weeks, so just calm it down. What a fantastic afternoon on the bike. I really, really enjoyed it today. Felt so comfortable on that thing, and I think I'm only like 50% back. And I'm hoping that I got some good results on my Strava today. But even if I didn't, it felt super good and super fun, and I really, really like this bike, so I'm really pleased with it. So thank you very much for Orbea for that one, and my e-bike that is incoming very soon. If you've enjoyed this video, thank you very much for watching. Let me know in the comments what you liked about it, what you think of the trails here. If you know some sneaky trails that I don't know about yet, which would be really cool, and if you want to show me around at some point, that would be even better. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you at the next one.